Welcome to Inside New York.
That's a great question. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shaka Khan, and you're watching Inside New York.
It's an old song. It's an old song. It's an old tale from way back when. It's an old song. It's an old song. And we're gonna sing it again. And if you ride that train, ride that train. If you ride that train, ride that train. If you ride that train to the end of the line.
Welcome to Inside New York. We are so delighted to have back on the show in celebration of Women's History Month.
Yeah.
And a megastar. She is a quadruple and Emmy Award-winning performer, and she's returning to New York after a magnificent tour in celebration of her upcoming CD, which is a salute to Sarah Vaughan. And you're going to have a chance to see her perform live at 54 Below.
Yes.
So she's here to talk to me about it. Thank you, Lillias. It's so great to see you again. I can't wait.
Always good to see you, Joan. Always.
And you know, I was looking at some of our old clips and
Yeah.
realized that the last time I interviewed you about your 54 Below performance, you were actually performing a couple of the selections that was going to be part of this tribute to Sarah Vaughan.
Yes.
So now you're back and you're closer to the release of the entire album. So tell us all about what we can expect at this upcoming performance.
Okay, well, the album that's going to be released very soon this year is called Divine Sass, and it is a tribute to the great Sarah Vaughan. And what we have done is during the lockdown, we were in the studio recording. We were rehearsing in my living room and recording when we could. And it's with Matisse Picard, who was a brilliant young pianist. And so we're going to perform for you some of Sarah Vaughan's well-known songs, in addition to some other songs that are not well-known by her, but may be familiar to other people. And we have a great show where you will hear that music and hear even a wonderful solo selection by Matisse Picard from a movie soundtrack that Sarah Vaughan was part of.
Yes, this is very exciting because, you know, you have such an extensive range and many people may not be aware of how close that you feel to jazz. You know, they would assume that if you were going to do a one-person show at 54 Below, which basically accommodates Broadway performers, that you would be doing Broadway musicals and songs from those shows. Why, with the extensive level of a plethora of great jazz artists, did you want to perform a tribute to Sarah Vaughan?
Well, because I think that she's one of the greatest singers that ever lived. She had an extensive range. She had a 5-octave range. I do not have a 5-octave range, but I do have a sensibility and a love for jazz music, and particularly for what she was able to do with it. So I'm tributing her because there haven't been a lot of tributes to her that I know of, and I love her music. I love the songs and I love the style of her music. We are going to debut a song that nobody's ever heard that she co-wrote with Alan Bergman, the great lyricist, who was partners with his wife, Marilyn Bergman. And Alan wrote the lyrics to this song that we're going to preview, present to the audiences when we come to do the show.
And what is the name of that?
It's called Anytime.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, also just delving a little bit back to your jazz introductions and Sarah Vaughan, when did you first get introduced to jazz? Was this something that your parents, kind of had in the house, and when did you start following Sarah Vaughan?
Well, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and when I was growing up, my aunts and uncles were young adults, and they listened to all of the popular artists of that time. Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Washington, Johnny Mathis. And so I grew up hearing this music as a child, and I always loved the sound of it. I always loved the feeling of it. Um, I did do a show about Dinah Washington, and I really enjoyed doing that because she was a powerhouse of a woman, a great businesswoman, and so I've done that. I've done I've done the show about um, Dinah Washington, and I just thought it was time to do a show about Sarah Vaughan.
Right. Well, I look forward to seeing you at 54 Below. We will, do a quick shout out.
So the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th at 7 p.m., we will be presenting Divine Sass at 54 Below. And I'm inviting everyone to come and enjoy.
I'm so glad that you're having this month of March, because
Thank
I
you.
always look for a great performance to celebrate my birthday, and you're
Happy
always at
birthday,
the
by
top.
the way.
Thank you so much. You're always at the top of my list. So I look forward to celebrating with you and seeing how this whole concert has developed and evolved. I just can't wait.
Well, thank you, Joan. Thank you for having me on the show. It's
Always,
always a
darling.
pleasure to see you and speak with you.
Always.
And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for this week's program of Inside New York. And you can watch more of our interview with Tony Award winning and the Emmy Award winning Divine Lillias White, as she talks about and shares highlights of her upcoming performance at 54 Below, which opens March 26th, running through March 29th. And I hope to see you there and see you next week on Inside New York.
When